Yes.
Commissioner Money.
Here.
Commissioner Saltzman.
Present.
Commissioner Smith.
Here.
Mayor Jones.
Here.
We have a quorum.
At this time, I'd like to open up public comment. State your full name and spell your last name and your address.
Hello, Greg Boyer, 450 West Andon, B-O-Y-E-R. I came tonight, I see we're gonna vote, or you guys will vote on another budget amendment transfer. I just have the question, Mayor, when you were, you know, like the first meeting, and you nominated Tony Altieri for city administrator, we as a city were told that you guys didn't have the money for that. We couldn't afford a city administrator. Now we're talking about transferring money and hiring more people. I was just wondering if you guys could explain that.
I got some, I'm like, hold on, we'll take off. Okay.
Oh, listen, I'm done talking.
Right. Okay, let me explain to you. Right, when the year started off, we decided to balance the budget, we would cut Faye's budget by $150,000. Okay, that was agreed upon myself and Mr. Smith, because we were going to work with the new council, and hopefully that we could all work together good. Right. Then there was some action in there, and think if Faye needed help, that we could possibly get another person, and it would be part of payroll on the water department. They take care of it. Well, that got resolved. But anyway, to your answer, if we had that $150,000, we wouldn't be asking for adjustment. Okay. See, what we've done, we've moved some money around to, it's not taken from anybody else's budget, and it's within his budget, and at the end of the year, he should have a balanced budget. But maybe that's my answer to you. And I don't know who called you coming bigger.
Well, hey, nobody called me. I'm involved in the city, as you well know, Wayne.
Sure.
And I just had that question, and I remember you saying that about the money. I was not at the meeting when you said that about the $150,000. I didn't know if this fund transfer was to hire more people or not, because when you do fund, if I may, if you use a fund transfer, and this goes back to last month's meeting, where it was $30,000 from the Pace bus was gonna go towards new people, and all these fund transfers to hire new people. I was wondering what happens next year. Pace is gonna tell you, well, if you're gonna use that money to pay for a guy in the street department, we're not gonna give it to you.
Well,
and then we're another $150,000 broke with salary and benefits.
Okay,
That's where I'm coming from. You can't spend money you don't have.
Well,
Chief Lyons cut, 8 or 10 guys out of his department. He made some tough decisions. He's living within his budget. It was upside down. I think in the street department, when you're talking about hiring more people, you might be going the wrong way. We're broke. We have to get by with what we have. If you need more money, let's throw a referendum on there and get some more money to you guys. But we can't just do fund transfers to hire people.
we're not using any of the funds from the Pace bus. When I sit down with Kyle, we were looking at monies and that, but that got voted down, so I had a chance we went over, and we got money in his budget in there. So, but here's the thing, we're not hiring anybody, we're promoting a part-timer to full-time, that's all we're doing.
I guess I missed the part where we had people applying for a full-time position.
No,
is that done?
he's been a part-timer. He's been a part-timer for, I'm not sure how many years. And all Faye wanted to do is to get himself a full-timer to help.
What about the applications from the last meeting I attended? The applications went to Mr. Smith's house. If he's already a part-timer, why did we need
We did,
People
there were
filling
no
out
applications
applications.
out there, I don't know where you got your information.
There's
I
no
got it from right here at the
application
meeting.
My house. I brought them in here. The reason that I had that application sent to my house, I wanted to get it. So much stuff was falling through the cracks. And if the city council had stayed with what they promised, I wouldn't have had to have this. I'm working with 3 men short and working them all day and all night with snow.
Oh, God bless you guys, I'm out there in the snow with you, Faye, and I'm not attacking you, I'm just looking for an answer how we're gonna spend our money.
Okay, okay.
I'm not arguing or
No,
attacking,
no.
I just wanna know
All I'm
how
saying-
we're spending
all
our
I'm
money and what the
saying-
fund
all I'm
transfers.
saying is, all Faye wanted to do is make this person a full-timer, because he said, he comes in there, there might be one guy working, because they got so many personal days that they gotta use up, or they lose them, so. And all he wants is make his part-timer full-timer, that is it.
Yeah, okay.
Get this was fast. Andy Galati, 508 North Washington. This is right to Tony. The last time I was up here, Tony, I made a statement. Now, I don't know if you can't think fast or what, but you waited until the public session was closed, and then you made your comments, which were lies. And when I said it was a lie, you said, hey, you and the peanut gallery, meaning us back here, shut up. Well, these peanut gallery people pay you $90,000 plus, so you better get that through your head. Anybody else, public comment?
Ray McShane, 651 West Second. Just with the amended ordinance, you're moving money within streets.
Yes.
Which is almost 6,000 in the red.
How do you know that?
Budget
Get your
status report.
information, huh?
Budget status report.
Anybody else, public comment?
Don't forget, that $150,000, okay?
If nobody else coming up to the microphone, I have a couple of public comments that were emailed to me. Some citizens wanted to make sure that they were going to be able to be heard tonight. So Teresa Riney, apologize if I mispronounced the name, but 301 South Carroll Lane. And her question was simply, I demand a detailed explanation on the need for ordinance 12-04 before our council members vote. Second one is from Nicole Shores. I would like to address how well the street crew did this last few snowfalls. I know that I had come to the city council last year about them making it out before the buses for our community's children, and this year the Braidwood plow team kept our town streets looking great compared to surrounding communities. I know there was a slight issue with the streets department and the school over Facebook. I want to stress that Faye has used that little sidewalk snow blower as justification for his part-time worker. If those sidewalks are not clean, is there really a need for that part-time guy that Faye is wanting to hire full-time? Secondly, I want to inquire about the budget amendment. Please ask Wayne the following. Why was monies moved from one line item to another without permission, but you are requesting a vote to move other money? Why is it okay to move one sum without a vote, but vote for others? Also, I see the budget status report for that department is already negative. His budget is already blown. Is his budget already blown? Oh, excuse me. On several line items, as a whole department in a deficit, how do you plan to reconcile his negative spending if his budget is already blown? He has till April to pay employees with no money and now wants to hire one full-time and possibly another part-time. How? What is the official plan here? Where is the transparency? A simple FOIA for Faye's written work orders has gone unanswered because he isn't following his own ordinance. What is the work that is being done that will justify the overspending on employees? That includes public comments that I've received.
All right, anybody else have public comment? All right, so we're gonna close public comment. All right, I need approval of the minutes from February 9th meeting.
Make that motion.
We have a second.
I second that.
Commissioner Michael,
Yes.
Commissioner Money,
Yes.
Commissioner Saltzman,
Yes.
Commissioner Smith,
Yes.
Commissioner Jones,
Yes.
or Mayor Jones, excuse me. Motion carries.
All right, I'd like to just say that, I thought the city guys did a good job getting all the snow and stuff off the roads. The roads were pretty clean, for the amount of snow we had. And you got the sidewalks on the main drag of town. That was nice. That's about all I've got. Tony?
I don't have anything on that, Mayor.
All right. Adam, do you have anything?
I do have a couple of things. First, I want to thank just the many citizens that use the community Facebook pages as a means for finding help, for the help that they need. I know I've used the pages in the past, most recently to help my dad who had had a frozen pipe during that brutal cold snap, and to find a neighbor to come clear my driveway after all the snow. We truly do live in a great small town with so many neighbors helping each other out, whether it's looking for someone to help clearing around fire hydrants or needing service recommendations, and even the Braidwood Buzz page to find local events and food specials. It's just, it's a great feeling to see this community is so invested in itself and helping those around us. Obviously, we know the pages harbor some issues of gossip and drama, but at the end of the day, I see more people helping each other than anywhere else. Secondly, since the last meeting, gaming and vending licenses have gone out. I've seen a few Facebook posts of people getting some big wins, so it's nice to see businesses back up and running and residents out enjoying themselves as well. Third, it was interesting seeing someone mention in the sound off section of the newspaper something that was already a work in progress for me, because I've long been curious myself before I got into this position, how much time has been spent invested in FOIAs and, that have come through my office. So going forward, I'd like to fulfill my promise of government transparency, and part of my meetings report will include how many FOIAs I've processed in that time, the subject matter, and the amount of time it's taken to fulfill those. That said, since I took office on December 29th, I've processed 8 FOIAs totaling 18 hours of work. 1 FOIA for asset forfeiture activity, forwarded to the PD FOIA officer, 2 general fund income and expenditures, 2 hours, 1 request for street department work complete logs, 3 hours, 1 quantity of employment applications received, that took about an hour, 2 meeting minutes and audio recordings, 2 hours, and 1 request for all information pertaining to a property on Cermak. That was our most burdensome FOIA, which took about 10 hours over a few days to compile all that information. That is my report.
I like to say, Adam, you're doing a good job. I told you that before, you know.
Thank you, Faye, I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Wayne, I appreciate it.
Wayne, thanks. So,
All right, thanks, Adam. Good job. Dave Weber, our engineer, you have anything for us tonight?
Nothing to report, just here for support if you have any questions.
All right, thank you. Brian, our city attorney.
Nothing to report tonight, Mayor. Thank you.
All right. Okay, we'll go to commissioners, accounts and financing.
okay. Okay, first one on the agenda is approve the payment of bills. I make a motion that pay the bills, $118,821 $1,246.66. I make that motion.
I'll second.
Commissioner Michael,
Yes.
Commissioner Money,
Yes.
Commissioner Saltzman,
Yes.
Commissioner Smith,
Yes.
Mayor Jones.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Payment of bills, payment, payroll, I make the motion, $85,026.96. I make that motion, payroll.
I'll second.
Commissioner Michael,
Yes.
Commissioner Money,
Yes.
Commissioner Saltzman,
Yes.
Commissioner Smith,
Yes.
Mayor Jones.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Okay, the last thing I have is this, the ordinance 2104. I want to table this to the next meeting. I have the right.
Got a motion? Table.
You can do a motion, but it's not really necessary.
No,
If the
I-
city doesn't wanna take action on it, they don't have to,
Right.
and, you can move to the agenda.
And put that on the agenda, Adam, for next meeting, please.
Very well.
Thank you. That's it. That's all I have to report.
All right, thanks, Wayne. Streets and public improvements. Okay,
Talking about this money, if they just give me back what they promised, I wouldn't need it. The city council, and we can run it back, made the agreement, if I would give up $150,000 to pass the budget, that they would pay it out of, water and sewer, 2 men. I was short 3, but I wanted 2. I'm trying to get one part-time guy. He's the best worker we got, just about it. He's fine. Works all that, trying to get the sidewalks, and he's breaking down and does a good job, and I don't want to lose him. Now, I'm just saying, if you do what you said you'd do, we wouldn't have a problem. I don't believe in speaking with a forked tongue. My guys worked around the clock, just about it. They had no rest, and they don't need no help. Come on, if I don't get some things going rightly, they're gonna have to get horses for the police to ride to get through the streets. I got gravel to put, I got more work to do, and one guy will show up, rest of them got time off. And they allowed it, they gotta make them take it. How many times I got one man? Then you gotta do like this. I'd like to go work myself with them for nothing, but I can't do it to you and you won't let me. I'm doing the best I can, and boy, I tell you what, that horsewhip is getting hard on my back. We all should be working together, not doing like we're doing. That's all I got to say.
all right, thanks, Fay. Public buildings and properties.
Thank you. First, I'd like to take a minute to thank everybody who works at the street department and the water department. They were all out doing a lot of plowing, as you saw. They even have in their note here, they plowed snow, salted the roads, plowed snow, salted the roads, rinse and repeat. They did work a lot of hours. They were really tired. They worked all day long on their normal shift, and then they were out at 3 in the morning starting to plow again, so everything was ready. So I think they did a fabulous job.
Yes, they did. Yes, they did. I compliment them.
Thank you. At the water plant, we finally got our primary power circuit fixed for the 2,000 amp service. We had the company come out and help Rob, and they were able to reprogram the controller that was in there. We didn't have to buy a new one. That saved us about $30,000. Our clarifiers, they started to freeze up from the cold. They were able to get that done. We had some errors happening, some fault codes being kicked because of the cold. Our SCADA system, which runs the sewer and the water plant, the sensors and the floats were getting frozen,
and so it was throwing error codes to it, so they got that all fixed. They replaced 2 lift station floats, one at Pheasant Run, one at Oak Ridge. The panel box heaters, Eaton had a hard time keeping warm enough to run the system. They helped work on the plow trucks and snow blower, and did some inside equipment maintenance, cleaning and cleaning. That's all I have, thank you.
Great, thanks, Doug.
Question, Rick, I talked about, because I noticed the cars going back and forth a couple times on my street. He said that lift station down there must have been getting false readings or something. It was filling up with water. The one that comes from Shallow Lakes.
Yeah, they were having errors on the control part of it that runs through SCADA. And so what happens is it normally runs on automatic, and when it throws an error code, it switches over to the manual float, just like there's something out in the house. And it runs on that. The problem is when it goes to that, it'll only go up and down about 2 feet. It goes down 2 feet, it turns on, comes up. It cycles way too much. And the problem was the cold was freezing up the sensors and they couldn't.
Yeah, because I visited with him, we were getting ready for the Halloween, right through the park with Easter eggs. Anyway, and I mentioned on here, and I said, I noticed you guys were back and forth. He said, it was showing there was water in it. We got down, there was no water, so I congratulate them.
The sensors on our SCADA system, it's actually an acronym for a whole bunch of words, but it's the computer control for the entire sewer and water plant. And it looks at the various sensors and turns pumps on, turns pumps off, redirects everything. And what happened is the sensors down in the hole were freezing, and it couldn't see what the float level was, so it defaults back to the little float that's in there. And so it's running all day long, instead of it having the sweeping change where it'll go down, go up a few feet, it'll pump it down, then it'll go up a few feet. It starts this short cycling where it's only going a foot or 2.
Well, that's good. They're doing a good job.
Yeah, they did. The guys down at the plant are really happy with the maintenance that they're getting done down there. The work that they've been doing, the maintenance on all the equipment has been phenomenal. And even the equipment that we drive, the skid steer and the tractors and whatnot, they showed me when I was down there a couple of times ago, all of the work they're getting done. The maintenance simply wasn't being done in a timely manner before, and the machines are kind of getting used a lot. Oh yeah, they're doing a really good job on it.
That's a good report, I appreciate that. Thank you.
All right, public health and safety.
I got a couple things. February 8th to February 21st, we've had a total of 2 arrests, and we had a total of 135 calls in between that period. And as of August 1st, we're gonna switch over to Westcom Dispatch. And that's all I have, man.
All right, thanks.
That's a good call, Chief. I'm glad we made the move.
Yeah, it'll eliminate call transfers. So if someone's calling for the fire department, they don't have to transfer to another agency, so it's a win-win for the public and for the police department and the fire department.
Yeah, and then we're on board with the fire department. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, it's all right. Oh, it's good.
Yeah.
We were in a contract and we had to sign it 1 year. We had notified them 1 year and it went before their executive board, and they agreed that we should be with our fire department.
I agree.
All right, we have anything for planning and zoning? Nobody's here tonight. Have we got anything under new business? Any other old business? All right, our next regular city council meeting is Tuesday, March 9th. Summer's coming. Need to make a motion to adjourn.
I make that motion. Back on track.
I'll second.
Commissioner Michael,
Yes.
Commissioner Money,
Yes.
Commissioner Saltzman,
Yes.
Commissioner Smith,
Yes.
Mayor Jones.
Yes.
We are adjourned.
Yeah, it's about 30.
First month that we lived here, it was still running. And I remember I took it from when I was like calling and I was having talk, my wife was driving. And then he wanted to get I don't know if you remember this. Somebody was there at 55. He got us on the right before the